Hi, my name's Tiara. I just wanted to tell you guys this story about this crazy sort of coincidence that happened to me yesterday. So I do background work, which I did mention before in class, and so yesterday I was on the set of The Passage, and it's a TV show. I'm not really sure what it's about yet, but just to sort of set the scene, it was like a Halloween party, and we were dancing, I guess, and I was dressed as like this cat, but I was also in heels, so I don't really know. It was kind of random. So we were making small talk, and I got his name. It was Ty. I believe the last name was Trumbo. So he's not well known, but actually, I ended up looking up his IMDb, and I thought it was pretty cool that he was in Dear White People, the Netflix original. And so we were just talking, and he asked me where I was from. Then I asked him where he was from, and he said he went to school in Atlanta. So I asked where, and he said Emory. And usually when people mention Emory, like my connection to that just like make conversation. I'm like, oh, my aunt went there, and it usually doesn't go any farther than that. But I ended up telling him my aunt went there, and then he was like, oh, really? And then I was like, just an extra random detail. I was like, yeah, she graduated the year that Arnold Schwarzenegger gave like the graduation speech. And he like gives me this look, and I'm like, and then he asked me, do you know her? Or not, sorry, I messed up. And then he asked me what her name was, and then like he gives me this other look, and he's like, yeah, I actually know her really well. And I really wasn't expecting that. Honestly, I thought he was just making conversation and being polite. But then he started giving me details about like her past relationship, like with her ex, and I was like, okay, he actually knows her. And then out of nowhere, he's like, she actually saved my life. So it just gets even juicier than that. I wasn't able to actually get the story from him, but I just thought it was really random and out of nowhere. So yeah, he said something about her like saving his life, and I was like, okay, that sounds really dramatic, but obviously he wouldn't lie about that. So anyways, another part of the coincidence was that like I had texted her like literally hours earlier in the day, and she responded to me 2 minutes after he told me this. And I was like, oh my God, I'm gonna text her actually and like tell her that I'm like next like with you right now, because I know it's been a while. And so I texted her. She didn't reply until this morning, but still, it was really random and super coincidental. And so later on that night, he was like, oh, I'm going to have to let you tell her that story. She probably tells it better. But honestly, she ended up telling me the story, and I guess she didn't go into that much detail. I'm sure there was a lot more to it. But basically, they just went on some school trip, and they were swimming, and they almost drowned together. So yeah, moral of the story, it was just like super coincidental. But I thought it was pretty exciting just because it's just a random connection I wasn't expecting to make.